What's up, world? Welcome to the New Era Show, where the new era runs the show. I'm your host, Zach Gasnell, and this episode is sponsored by the #1 lifestyle brand in the world, Valley Boys Association, BBA Clothing. Shout out to my company. Also, use code TNE24. That's the New Era 24 for 50% off your checkout purchase. Now let's get into it. Episode 3, I got a special guest, and I got a VBA sponsored athlete in the building as well, too, Mr. Cobi Taylor. Yeah, Cobi, of course.
Appreciate you.
Man, and for the people that don't know, we've been locked in for a little bit, too. You got some Valley Boys merch on, obviously, right now. You got a couple other shirts, too. So we've been locked in for a while now. At least, what would you say, like a year, maybe 2 years, maybe a year or two?
About like going on like 2.
Okay.
Going on 2 years,
Yep. Now, Cobi, let's go on ahead and get into your story, man. Let's get into the legacy. I want this episode to be, you know, when your kids check it out, grandkids check it out, everybody check it out, they see the legacy of Cobi Taylor. So let's go on ahead and get into it, man. Let's start with the story, Cobi. So I know you're from Buffalo. So take me through being from Buffalo, moving out here to Arizona.
Yeah, so born and raised Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
Diehard Buffalo Bills fan. Obviously.
I know you hurt.
Heartbreaking, man.
Well, I know you hurt.
Hurt is an understatement.
Wait, hold on, pause, because I haven't even been really tapped in with the NFL like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. This year's just been hustling, moving. Did the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs this year?
They did, but they lost what to who?
To the Chiefs again. But like the third year in a row. So it's like, they knocked us out.
Josh Allen is that though.
Yeah,
like,
he played well.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. I'm a Niners fan, bro. Deebo Samuel's that guy. I ain't gonna lie.
I agree with that.
He cold as hell.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, but man, Buffalo, New York though. Only people I know from Buffalo, New York is like Rick James. Now that's hot though. That's kind of fly.
That's crazy. My family, my parents and they knew Rick James.
You lying, bro? For real?
Yeah, they knew.
Bro, what?
They knew. They was close. My aunt, my uncle, my dad, my mom. They all knew Rick James.
No way, bro. That's insane.
That's how, like, when I got older and like found out who he was, I was like, oh shoot. I was like, dang, because I was still young and obviously wasn't even born yet. So once I found out, I was like, no, that's crazy.
But you done seen Rick James before with your own eyes.
I didn't see him. But my parents, they were around
locked in with him though. They knew Rick James.
Yeah, they knew
that's
Rick James.
Insane, bro. So Cole, how was it growing up in Buffalo, New York?
Man, it was cool. It was cold. Obviously, it's cold. My dad had us, me and my brother, in sports. Yeah. I'm the youngest of 5 siblings. But me and I'm the youngest, so like my brother that I'm close to, he's only a year older.
Okay.
He had us in sports, so we started out basketball, football. So just Pop Warner, we was just filled with church and sports. So like my grandmother's a pastor, my mom's like ordained minister, my uncle's a pastor, like everybody was a pastor. So it was just literally church sports.
Yeah.
And then school, sports. Yeah. So everything was just church and sports.
Yeah.
Growing up back home, and then. Excuse me. I think I don't know. I have to clarify with my parents. I don't know if they like either found. It was a combination of them finding another like job opportunity, like out in Arizona.
Yeah.
And then my grandmother, she wanted us to see something different. Besides like Buffalo, it's really not much.
Yeah.
Like, I love home, but it's really not much like back home. So my mom was like, "We moving to Arizona," and I was like. Where's Arizona? I was like, I'm not going to Arizona. I'm not leaving my friends here. So she was like, you going to Arizona? I was like, no, I'm not going. So I'm like fighting tooth and nail. Mind you, I'm like 12 years old. So like I can't make that choice.
Yeah.
So we drove from Buffalo to Arizona. It was like a 3-day trip.
Bro, you lying.
Swear. We stopped in St. Louis.
Okay.
And then stopped in Texas.
Shout out Jimmy, the St. Louis connection too.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Jimmy. Okay. So you
damn. And Dip.
Yeah. Shout out Dip too, St. Louis connection. So a 3-day trip, Buffalo all the way to Arizona, huh?
Yep.
Damn.
With everybody came. My oldest brother, he stayed. He kind of a little hard head, but he stayed. But it was 4 siblings and our dog. And my parents, we always drove.
Just got in the whip.
Yep.
Straight to Arizona. What was you thinking when you hopped out the whip? Like you hop out the car?
Man, it was hot because we got here like March. And when we left, it was a snowstorm. So the snowstorm literally, we almost turned around. My dad put on the side of the road and just waited it out. So I was like, please turn back. I'm not trying to go. So
please.
we got out. I was like, we got there at night. So I was like, it's cool, but it's like kind of hot.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was like, man, we went from snow to sun.
It's a desert, bro.
Yeah.
Literally. Totally different terrain.
Yeah.
Like, bro, totally different. Okay, for sure. What and were you in middle school, high school, Cobi, when you moved out here?
I was middle school. I was like right before high school.
Okay, for sure. What, I know you went to Desert Mountain for.
So I started at Willow Canyon.
Okay, where's Surprise?
It's in Surprise.
Okay, got it.
And then senior year, I transferred to Mountain Ridge.
Not Desert Mountain. Okay, Mountain Ridge. Got it. Okay, and that's all West Side.
Yeah,
for the
all
most
West
part.
Side.
Okay, got it. How was your experience at Willow Canyon, like playing ball, going to school there and stuff?
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was I feel like our friends were top.
Yeah,
were like top notch.
Yeah.
At Willow, the sports was all right. Like we had some great athletes at Willow, but the coaches like didn't really know what they were doing. Yeah, so like they didn't know how to handle good athlete. They just let dudes kind of do whatever.
Yeah,
and same with basketball. My brother, great basketball player.
Yeah,
he was like playing varsity as a freshman, and their coach saying things just like let them basically run the practice. It was a bunch of talented D1 type players, just
no coaching.
Yeah, they were just doing like open runs with the team on their own. So it was like the students and friends was cool.
Yeah.
But sports was bad, which is why I ended up transferring.
Kind of unorganized a little bit at Willow.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I told Zach last week?
Yeah.
What happened with that coach and that player when I put him over to the side.
Yeah.
And he had put his knee in front of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And he I had to tore my meniscus and all that.
That's bro. Like some of these smaller schools out here that
shady
aren't. Yeah. Some of them, yeah, definitely. It comes down a lot of it comes down to coaching too. Like the top programs out here, they got solid coaching, but then the other ones they got great athletes, but it'd be the coaching that be lacking. So that makes sense.
Oh, exactly.
I was out there dogging, boy. What you could have,
man. And that's one thing I never want to some people be like, oh, my coach didn't like me and this and that. It was just overall the structure of how they ran things. And I was new to Arizona, so we didn't know nothing about the high schools out here.
Yeah.
So we coming from Buffalo, it's cool. But we get to Willow and I'm like, oh, they got a weight room. They got we ain't had no weight room at we went to Maryville.
Yeah.
Back there was a Maryville Intermediate, Maryville Middle, and Maryville High School. It was all in one little plaza. But here, I'm like, oh, they got their high school separate. They got a big football field.
Wow.
They got a nice weight room. I was like, this got to be top notch.
Yeah.
But after a few years, I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Like, damn, all these schools kind of got this a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and we playing them East Valley schools. And I'm like, yeah, this might be where it's at. I didn't know nothing about the East Valley, so I found out late.
So, back home in Buffalo, is there a big sports scene like football, basketball, just everything in general? Are there a lot of people making it out as a big sports scene in Buffalo?
Not really.
Yeah,
not really, because it's the people play. I feel like more maybe basketball, than football.
Yeah.
It's just some dude you have those diamond in the roughs, but some guys they get conformed to their environment. And you have guys that's great athletes, but they just can't leave the streets alone.
Yeah.
Can't leave the drugs alone. So
yeah,
it's just that's where they start to fall off.
1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing.
Exactly. Yep.
That makes sense. Do you feel like there needs to be more funding in Buffalo? You feel like the school systems in Buffalo are kind of underfunded a little bit?
I wouldn't. I don't think I have that much information on that. I could ask. I mean, my uncle, and my aunts, they're in the school system.
Yeah,
they've been stepping it up a lot.
Yeah,
and because some players, some students will bring guns to school, so they start investing in metal detectors and all that. Trying to keep the schools safe.
Yeah,
so they definitely been investing more in the schools in a positive way. So
yeah,
from what I've hurt recently.
And bro, it seems like kind of a tough environment a little. When you think Buffalo, you probably just think cold. Like people don't think of. I mean, it's a ghetto everywhere, but like people don't think of. But from the things I've seen, it's like Buffalo can be a pretty rough place too. At the same time,
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
How about Buffalo? I know there's a D1 college out there in Buffalo. Is that a big deal to go to Buffalo and like play football there, or basketball, play sports there? Not really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're in Buffalo, you definitely want to go to UB.
Yeah.
UB.
Okay.
And they have a D3 called Buff State.
Okay.
But UB is definitely like if you're in Buffalo, you like all
that's
right,
where
you're
going to.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now we back at Mountain Ridge. So take me through that your senior year over there.
Man, so senior year is big anticipation.
Yeah.
There was a newspaper article I was in when I transferred from Willow.
Yeah.
That I was like this like I wouldn't say big time cornerback, but they had me like, yo, he's supposed to start opposite of my guy Miller Menzie that I played with. And ironically, he's from Buffalo. And I didn't know until like after I got there. So he was a great athlete, good corner.
Yeah.
So I came in the summer, and started to impress like right away.
Yeah.
So, but the season honestly didn't go. This is my senior year is really when things start to like adversity really start to hit.
Yeah.
I started off the season well.
Yeah.
First game we played Brophy.
Okay.
They had I don't know if you know my guy Devin Allen.
Yeah.
He's Olympian.
Yeah.
So they had him. So I didn't start first game, and Devin Allen's cooking. Like he has probably like 100+ yards in the first half, like 2 touchdowns. So like second half they come out, yo, like you're starting.
Yeah.
Or in the second half. So I come in, I do my thing. I want to say I locked him up, but he didn't score on me, and I don't think he caught a pass on me.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was still getting work in. Like I can't cover the whole.
You can't cover the whole
field.
field.
Yeah, but I mean, I impressed enough. And then second game we played the number 2 receiver in the state, Nate Phillips for Basha.
Okay.
And they told me you're guarding him the whole game. And then so I was like, all right, bet. So the first game he had 10 catches, 5 touchdowns for like 200+ yards. And they had played Corona Del So.
Okay.
So I guarded him the whole game. He had like 4 catches for like I think like less than 4 catches, like less than 50 yards, and like 1 touchdown that was like it was like right on the goal line, and I was just positioning kind of wrong. But it goes to say like from going from 10 catches,
just kind of locking shit down a little bit though.
Exactly. So
back then, how would you describe your game? Like, cause you're what, like 6 foot, 6'1"?
Like 5. I was like 5'11".
Like 5'11" back then. What, like 175 maybe?
Yeah, I was small back then.
Really?
Yeah, I was like 140 high school. Yeah.
Senior year.
Wow. I was like senior year. I left at 147.
Wow. So how would you describe your game back then?
I was more of like I like to be aggressive.
Yeah.
But I was more of a bump and run guy because I like to trust my speed.
Yeah.
So just more bump and run.
Okay. Put hands on you with the line. Let's
and let's go.
You're not giving nobody no space.
Yeah, no space. I trust my footwork and my speed.
Yeah.
And my hands all together.
Yeah.
And then we going.
Okay. So now we at that second game. When does adversity really start striking you?
Literally after, like right after second game, I have a good game. And then next you know I'm not they throw me at the back of the depth chart. And for what reason to this day, I still don't know. And so season goes on. In practice, in one game my special teams, I sprained my PCL. So I was out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Came back and they're like, okay, we're gonna work you back in.
Yeah.
I'm back 100% cleared by the trainer.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't go in. They're like, okay, we're gonna work you back in, this and that. Go whole game, nothing. I'm like pulling guys off, like special teams, like yo, let me go in.
Yeah.
And so I pull all the coaches aside and like to have a meeting with just them, and I'm like, all right, just let me know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, you're doing everything right. Just keep doing the cliche, like just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I told them, I was like, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, like how do I go from shutting down number 1, number 2 receiver in the state to nothing? And then by the end of the season, nothing. Like they didn't even want to play. Like didn't even want to play me.
Bro,
So
what? So you went from week 2 playing, getting PC,
starting,
nothing out the whole rest of the season, nothing.
Damn. Not a soul until like the last game where we play like the worst
like
team
senior
in the state.
night or some shit like that. They just they throw you in. Type shit. Wow. Okay.
So it's like, but I'm not a person to complain.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause ruckus. I just show up.
Hell no, I'm gonna complain my ass off.
I mean,
I'm about to get my playing time. You gotta start playing with me.
That's what I did. Like when I wanted to call the meeting, I was like, "Can I meet with all y'all? Like just me and all y'all." And that's when they fed me kind of the little BS. Yeah, so it's like after that, I'm like, I'm just gonna show up to work and show up to practice and do my thing and get better.
Yeah,
and then control what I can control.
Definitely.
Yep.
Cole, now let me ask you this because I feel like our situations in high school definitely kind of mirror each other a little bit. Now, I went to Highland High School, and not to air them out or anything like that, but I kind of went through a similar thing of like being the literal best player on the field, and just for some reason they keep giving you the same old cliche. Me and my pops went in and talked to the head coach my junior year. They gave us the same old cliche. Oh, the reason you didn't start junior year is because the seniors this year you're going to be able to start and play. We're trying to transfer, so what they'll do to you is they'll give you that cliche so you don't go transfer and go whoop their ass at another school, and they just keep you there.
Yep.
Hey, okay, that makes sense. It kind of seems like kind of a similar situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this situation sucked because this was my senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like this is how like I'm about to go out. It's crazy, and like they're telling my parents after one game, my last game that I was out from my spring PCL.
Yeah.
My DB coach tells my dad like, "Man, get him back. Like we need him back." And then next game I'm cleared, nothing. So it's just
nothing.
It was just frustrating, man.
It's got to be politics, though. Like it's got to be politics. Like it has to be something. That's what I thought with Highland too. When I looked at some of the people that were over top, is all the moms are on the booster club, the dads are paying a bunch of money and stuff. It's not airing anything out. It's just politics. Football has politics in it. It is what it is.
At every level.
Yep, at every level. Yep. Okay. So we get through. So did y'all make the playoffs that year?
We missed it by one spot.
Okay.
We had some great talent, but we ended up 5-5 and missed the playoffs by 1. So
okay,
it was tough.
Yeah. So how do you go to now? You went to, is it North Central College and then ASU?
So after this is the part of the story a lot of people don't really know. So obviously senior year kind of messed up my like recruiting.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really heavily recruited at all. So I contacted NAU, Northern Arizona.
Right.
And I sent them whatever film I had.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, like come walk. We want you to come walk on.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, smooth. So I applied for the school, got accepted.
Yeah.
And it was like, be here. I think it was like September or something.
Yeah.
School started like end of August. So I was like, all right, bet. So I get there. I got my cleats and stuff ready. So I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna walk on or whatever and do the workout.
Yeah.
And we get there. They're like, all right, do you have your NCAA ID? And I'm like, yep. And then we filled out some paperwork and they were like, all right, that's it. And I was like, that's it. I was like, workout? And they were like, nah, we'll call you if we need you. And it's like me and like probably 15, 20 other guys. So I was like, call me if you need me. So like whole fall, I'm waiting. I'm going up there asking like, yo, like y'all call anybody, select anybody? Yeah. So nothing. So then I finally get a hold of them. They're like, all right, come back January 6th, like when school started.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, maybe this time they actually gonna work out.
Yeah.
Same thing, bro. I'm like, y'all told me to come here and walk on. I applied to this school because y'all said I can be a walk on.
Unreal.
So I'm going back and forth literally 2 times a week up to the coach's office. Like, yo, like what's the deal? Like, can I get a workout? So I met Coach Russian, who ended up becoming my DB coach at ASU. He's a great athlete, played in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I ended up talking with him. He had just got an NAU job.
Yeah.
And I kind of told him what happened. And then he was like, yeah, here's the workout schedule, but it's private. I was like, well, can I come like work out? He was like, nah. So I was like, why did you give me a schedule? So I'm getting fed BS.
Unreal. And they act like this shit doesn't cost money. Like you're a walk on at that point, so you don't have a full ride or anything. You're paying out of your pocket.
I'm paying out of pocket,
bro. What the? Are you staying in Flagstaff at the time
too?
Yeah,
I'm in Flagstaff in the dorms.
Wow,
I'm in the dorms, and then after I'm like, well, I have to go somewhere
Yeah.
and play. So I go to that's when I go to North Central.
Okay.
Well, I went to North Central like fall 2015.
Okay.
So I didn't play I didn't know at the time with D1 as soon as you enter college your clock
starts ticking.
is ticking. So I ended up going to North Central. My best friend is playing ball there.
Yeah.
So it's a big time D1 school.
Yeah.
Great D1 school.
Yeah. It's in Illinois?
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
so
got it.
Yes, in Naperville, Illinois. Great city. Got some great friends there.
Yeah.
But so I go there. I'm performing well, playing well. I end up starting towards the end of the season, get some good film.
Yeah.
And then so I always believe in myself. So I'm there. I'm like, this is cool, but I know I could play higher. I know I could play D1.
Yeah.
So that's when I leave North Central and I go to ASU and I work out for them in the fall of 2016.
Okay.
And they liked me, but they didn't let me play in the fall. This is in August, right before the season started.
Okay.
So they told me come back in the spring and we can obviously see you still in shape, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I work out in the spring, killed it, and then they selected me as a walk on.
Yeah.
2017. So spring ball, I'm killing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing, learning the playbook fast. It was definitely a speed adjustment as far as just that top level.
That makes sense.
So yeah, so that's when I get to ASU.
Yeah.
And this is when it really get crazy. So spring I'm killing it.
Right.
Summer I have the best summer of a camp.
Yeah.
Of DBs. I'm almost in the rotation. I'm coming from walk on to in a rotation
type. Yeah.
So summer, bam, come to camp. So they're telling me, so we go to camp. I guess there's only 105 that get selected for camp. So it was 120 players on the team.
Yeah.
But only 105 get selected for camp. The rest just wait until the season school starts.
Wow.
So I get selected with camp. Have a great camp. I'm in a rotation during camp.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And 2 weeks before our first game against New Mexico State, they tell me I'm ineligible. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to I'm about to get in the game. I've come a long way.
Yeah.
I worked my butt off.
Yeah.
And they say you're ineligible. I'm like, why? And they was like, you don't have enough credits. And I was like, enough credits? And they were like, yeah, so your credits from North Central didn't transfer over.
Wow,
so you don't have enough credits towards your degree. So they forced me to change my degree, but I'm still ineligible. And so I went from exercise and wellness to a liberal arts, a general a general studies.
Yeah. Okay.
And they tell my parents, so we're freaking havoc. So I'm like, dude, y'all do this 2 weeks before the game. So they tell my parents, this is honest to God, they tell my parents, we didn't expect a walk-on to make it this far. A walk-on is not supposed to make it this far. So that's why they said once they see me performing, they looked into me more and my credits, and they realized, oh, they didn't expect me to make it and do that. So they admitted they screwed up. They apologized to my parents 1,000 times. So we had to send an appeal to the NCAA to clear me. I didn't get cleared till halfway through the season.
Oh.
So I go from about to compete for a starting job to bottom of the depth chart. I'm just a body now. So I'm hot. And so I finally get cleared.
Yeah.
Season's halfway through. And we're not really having a great, we're 4-4.
Yeah.
It was 6 games. We're 4-7.
Okay.
So it's at the 7th game.
Yeah.
And we finished the season 7-5. We go to a bowl game.
Okay.
So they were telling me yo, you have 1 more year left. My DB coach, Phil Bennett, great. Coach Bennett, great dude.
Yeah.
Old school coach, love it. Him and Coach Rushing from NAU.
Okay.
So they're like, yeah, you coming back next year? Like they're like, you were one of the most improved players. We looking forward to having you back. So 3 weeks. So we do our bowl game.
Yeah.
We lose, but so we start winter lifting.
Okay.
Like probably 2 weeks after we come back from school for winter break.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm 3 weeks of winter lifting. I'm lifting. I'm getting ready. They come and tell me, oh yeah, like you gotta leave. Like you're not,
bro. They making this
bro.
shit up.
I can't make this up if I try, bro.
Yo,
I can't make stuff if I try.
Yeah.
They tell me you gotta leave. Like you can't be in the facility. I'm like, why? It's like you're ineligible. Like you can't play. And I was like, what do you mean? Like I have another year.
Season. They just told
season.
you
They said no,
year.
you don't. They lied to you. And I was like, they lied to me. So bro, I'm in the weight room. Like I'm lifting weights.
And so you got to get out.
You got to get out. Like they treat me like I was a thief, like a stranger.
Wow.
It's crazy. I went from a player to like a complete stranger. They was like literally forcing me.
You just
out.
a random working out in the goddamn weight room
right.
or something. Like
and,
what?
Well,
wow.
we were doing team lifting.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. This is when Brandon Ayuk, who plays for the 49ers, he was there.
Yeah.
So like we were lifting like in the groups. We were all in groups. And they're like, you gotta go. And I'm like, no, like I'm not going.
Yeah.
So they're literally like dang near about to get security to like force me out. So like knowing me, like I'm gonna keep busting my tail.
Right.
So I'm showing up to workouts. Strength coaches don't even care. Right? I'm doing conditioning with the team.
Yeah.
I'm lifting. They still got my name on the on the list,
Yeah.
the weight room,
Yeah,
for our weights and all that.
Right.
So they still got my name and stuff up there. So I'm showing up. I got my hoodie on. I'm ducking and dodging.
Yeah.
I'm ducking and dodging.
Yeah.
I have players like letting me know, like, yo, Marcus, who was Marcus A. Lane.
Okay.
I mean, nothing against the guy, but he was our player development.
Okay.
So he was in charge. He was the one trying to kick me out. So like I got players like, yo, Marcus coming. So I will go hide in the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I'm just trying to get my work in. So they end up finalizing, be like, yeah, like you not, like you're done. So now I gotta rush and prepare for pro day. Like for pro, I'm like 2 weeks out. I'll have like 2 weeks. Guys have been preparing for pro day since end of December.
But how did they figure that you weren't eligible anymore when you just went to 1 year at North and then you just did one, or did you do two? Was it 2 seasons at NAU?
One.
It was just one at both schools.
One, yeah.
So you were just at 3. You just played 3 seasons total.
Yeah, but they were like, "Oh, you entered at this time, so now your clock is up." And I was like, "But I just calculated. I forgot what their name was, what the guy's name was, but like my advisors, a couple of my student advisors, we sat down and calculated my time. He was like, "Yeah, you have 1 more year." So I was like, "All right, bet." Coaches, my strength coaches, my DB coaches, like, all right, he's coming back next year.
Yeah.
Now they're out of, and this is 3 weeks into lifting. They didn't even tell me like as soon as school started. So like I'm 3 weeks in the winter lifting.
Yeah.
Getting ready for spring ball again. No. So I gotta rush and prepare for pro day. Coach Alosi, great coach from New York too. He helped me get ready for pro day.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, guys were preparing for pro day for weeks. I had 2 weeks. And so I did my pro day. I feel like I performed well.
Yeah.
And all my numbers matched up with like top 5 numbers of like dudes that's in the draft. So
now, Cope, how does pro day work? If you're just a senior and you're graduating from a school, can you automatically just put yourself in the pro day essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like you can perform. Some players like you can do it or you don't.
Okay.
Like you don't have to, but obviously guys are like, okay, if you want to go to the next level,
you got to do your pro day.
Yeah. So some guys are like, they don't want to go to the league. They're like, I'm done with football.
Yeah.
So they don't even do it. Or some guys just do it just to do it.
Yeah.
So I do well pro day. I had interest from the Cardinals and the Chargers. After we had all 32 teams there at pro day. But they just said you didn't have enough film. And so and to rewind real quick. So there was a coach, I'm not gonna say his name, who was like, when they were trying to force me out and I was getting ready for pro day, he was like, man, like it don't matter if you go out there and run a 4.1, they're not gonna select you. And he was like, he had told me, what'd he say?
Wow.
He He said if the only way I'll come back and play D1 is if I'm coaching. And this is one of our coaches telling me this at ASU. I'm keeping his name anonymous.
Wow.
But he was telling me that, so I was like, really? Like, come on, man. Like, you supposed to be on my side. Like, you was my coach.
You're a player at
Yeah.
school.
So I'm like, you telling me like only way I'll be at D1 again is if I'm coaching, and if I go out there and run a 4-1,
they still
not gonna select you. And I was like, that's crazy. So that's when I really was like, I gotta go out there and kill this pro day.
Wow.
So I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have enough film. They was like, we wanted more film. Obviously, you got thousands of guys with more film.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, dang, what do I do? So then I'm working, I'm grinding. And this is like 2018.
Okay.
When I get done.
Yeah.
I'm just grinding. So I'm like, I gotta put myself out there.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna sit on the couch, be like, oh, I went to ASU, like hope somebody called me. I'm like, nobody's gonna call me. Like, I gotta get in front of people. So I started doing workouts. I did the Alliance workout before they like that league before they kind of went under.
Yeah.
And then I did like some CFL workouts.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing workouts for years, like 3 years straight, just trying to get in front of people. Like,
right.
People are like, yo, like, you just might as well just kind of move on. Like, you have no film. And like, not having film is one of the worst things as an athlete trying to get to the.
It seems like at every level. Like high school, you gotta have film going to college. College, you even gotta have film going to NFL.
Exactly. Okay. So like, that's the hurdle. That's the big ass hurdle I was trying to get over. So I went. So fast forward to the Rattlers.
Okay.
I went to the Rattlers workout.
Did they? Okay, you went to the workout. You just went to a Rattlers workout. Okay. Yep. Okay, for sure.
So the first time I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I had my first workout was like flawless. I had 2 picks. I even went on offense, caught a touchdown. Like, I was
you were showing out,
going stupid.
Yeah.
And so they didn't select me. So I was like, wow, okay. So next year, spin the block.
Yeah.
Went back.
Yeah.
And I feel like I performed better my first time than second time. But second time I performed pretty well.
Yeah.
As well. So they ended up selecting me. And it was tough it was tough still because they had a bunch of returning guys. And then they have guys that they're calling, that they're signing, like we want you. Yeah. So like, I'm over here trying to get in front of them.
And they calling guys that they know they want.
Yeah, they know they want. Yeah. So like, getting selected, especially to the Rattlers, like the cream of the crop arena league, is tough. So like, I end up getting blessed to get signed.
Yeah.
And then just busting my tail, man. And then during camp, I was quick learner. One thing they hate is mental mistakes. So that's one thing I try to never do. So I stayed in the playbook. I always knew what I was doing. They never had to correct me.
Yeah.
So
that's a good game right there too. So when you really get to that pro level, like, you don't really have no room for error. They're not putting up with no penalties and you missing plays and all this kind of shit. Okay.
None.
Okay.
They're not putting up with none of that.
Yeah.
So I knew, like, all right, you got to be a pro, like, on and off the field.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just come into work and then when you leave, just forget about football. Like, you got to be in your playbook.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like losing sleep over like, dang, did I mess this play up? Like, I have to do this right.
Wow.
And like, cause you start making the same mistake twice, it's over with. Like, they got it's and in my position, I really have no leeway, like no leniency with them to mess up.
Yeah.
And Coach Guy, he'll get rid of you in a heartbeat. Like, we seen guys come in and out. It's like they what they say, it's like a revolving door.
Yeah.
Like, dudes will be here and gone the next day. The next day, I promise you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's super cutthroat, but that's why they win. It reminds me of like the indoor version of the Patriots.
Okay.
So it's like they have a system that's a little more strict than most. Yeah. But it works.
Can you like, so let's say you're going through the season, regular season, can you get kicked, like removed from the team?
Yeah. Yep. Damn. You can be gone at any time.
Wow.
During the season. Only time is like in like playoffs. Yeah. Where you have to lock your roster.
Okay.
So like, you'll see guys get cut right before playoffs.
Unreal.
The playoffs, like, that's when you lock the roster and it's like you have guys on IR. And I think they changed the rule where you can bring like one person off IR in the playoffs. So,
okay.
But yeah,
and people sleep Cobi on the IFL too. Just this past season, because I've been keeping up with y'all ever since I done some work with y'all a couple years ago. Like, bro, there's no scrub. I mean, you got whatever, like you got whatever some guy, but you have like real NFL talent. Like Darius Geis was just in the league last year, bro. Like I need people to really understand that shit. Like, bro, yo, it's not a game, bro. Yeah, literally, it shit is not a game.
He's a dog.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
man, that's crazy. And then y'all got crazy talent too. Like I know Drew Powell is a solid quarterback. The dude for the Tucson Sugar Skulls is a solid quarterback too. Or a couple years back, so y'all got real talent in the IFL. This is not like it's not no rookie shit. This is real pro football.
This is great. It's great competition. Yeah, and that's why the higher levels like or the CFL, the NFL, and now like the XFL and them. Yeah, they look at the IFL. Because they know, all right, these are guys that play Division I, and a lot of these guys actually play in the NFL. Yeah, in the league. So you're going against quality talent every week, and now the league's become more balanced now. Yeah. Because before it was just like, all right, the Rattlers. Then you had, I heard like Sioux Falls, and like Massachusetts, and Frisco. Those are like the top 4. But now, like team like my first year. When Northern Arizona, won. The year before that, they were like 1-15, and then new coach came in, turned the program around.
Top competitor,
won it. So same with Bay Area, who just won this past year. My first year they was 1-15, and now they won this year. So it's getting competitive.
They got real dude. It doesn't Lynch little brother play for the
He so my first year he played for San Diego. Okay, and then last year I think he played for Vegas. We played him at Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's good. He's short dude, but like he's feisty.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying though, because I think growing up in Arizona, you honestly like early when I was growing up, like maybe 2011, 2012, you still hear about the Rattlers. Like I remember they had a quarterback, Avila, I think, or something like that. That's like was a dude that was winning championships. That's like the only team you really heard about in the IFL was like the Arizona Rattlers. So I see what you're saying, and then. Looking at some of the teams, some of them kind of seem like kind of unorganized a little bit, but then they're getting their stuff together. Like like you said, like the Bay Area Panthers. I'm not sure about Naz as much, but you like some of them teams, like it seemed like they really are getting it together and it's a lot more organized now.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely great to see. Yeah. And good for like I appreciate the IFL. Yeah. I appreciate the Rattlers for the opportunity because, like I said, to be able to play for that organization, they take care of their players. Yeah. Very well. Yeah. It's honestly the best organization in my opinion, IFL. Hands down. So wow. Yeah, it's a lot of teams are hiring good coaches that's like changing the whole organization around rather than just like some organizations letting guys do whatever.
Yeah. I kind of want to give the kids some game code, like the kids coming up in high school and stuff, maybe in college right now, that are thinking like, oh, I gotta go to the NFL. Like I gotta go to the NFL. Like, no, you can get a bag in playing CFL, IFL ball. I think Europe, I'm pretty sure you can go get a bag too over there as well. I know China, Mexico, they have some pro ball over there too. So give the kids some insight code into the IFL, like what opportunities it's giving you, how they've taken care of you, like what you think about the league overall.
Man, so I mean the league overall I think is a great opportunity. Yeah. For the kids coming up like right out of high school. Yeah. I would try to straight from high school, for the guys out of high school, I would try to go like get some experience in college. Yeah. First, cause it's different coming from high school. Like you playing grown men, like some grown men, and there's some dudes who will be too old. Like they want old, but as far as for the NFL, they will look at old, but can still play. And it's like an 18-year-old playing against like a 33-year-old who can run. Is different. So I would say keep grinding. Yeah. And like I said, like take from my story, don't take no for an answer. Yeah. And try to and just bust your tail in college. Yeah. And then honestly, like you said, like going and coming out of college, obviously for the guys coming out of college. Yeah. Like if you don't go straight to the NFL, it's all right. Because I was one of those like I'm trying to go to the league. Yeah. Like now that's everybody's goal.
Yeah. D1 and NFL.
D1 and NFL is everybody's goal.
Yep. Yep.
So just keep busting your tail. And one thing I learned when I was at ASU, woke up one morning at like 4 a.m. and like Chris Carter was on, like it was like a repeat like NFL Live or something. Yeah. And they were talking about like, everybody says, oh, only 1% make it, only 1%, but that's when I started looking at it different. He was like, it's only 1% that's gonna actually go out and get it. Like a lot of people, you'll hear a lot of people, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like, who's gonna actually get up consistently and put in that work?
Wow.
And so for like the people coming up, like be that 1% that's gonna put in like that extra work. And this guys that you'd be like, man, I seen dudes way talented than him.
Yeah.
But this guy just works harder than that talent, than that guy who's talented.
Yeah.
So it's like be that 1%.
Yeah.
Like you be that 1%. Don't let somebody else determine like if you're gonna be part of that 1%.
Yeah.
You be that 1% and make sure like without a doubt I'm gonna be the hardest worker.
Yeah.
Because once coaches see that, they're gonna love you. So like going into the IFL was a great like CFL, great opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't shy away like from those leagues. Those are great like opportunity leagues. And you make, especially CFL, you can make a good living.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's guys who play there and they're like, I don't want to deal with the politics of the NFL. I'm making 6 figures here. And they stay there.
Wow.
So
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know with some of these leagues too, even some of them will pay for some of your expenses and pay for your living expenses, put you in somewhere to stay, and give you money on top of that as well too, and really take care of you.
Yep. That's what the Rattlers do.
Really?
The Rattlers, they put you in. We're in like they call it A+ Mark Taylor apartments.
Yeah.
So like these apartments are like $2,500 like a month for rent, but we stay in them for free 6 months out of the season.
Wow.
And they give us like food vouchers that we're sponsored by. So they pay for our living and they feed as well.
Wow.
So it's great. Like it's not, and not every team is like that.
Yeah.
But some like pay more than others.
Yeah.
But like the Rattlers, like I said, as a whole, like those opportunities are great because that's a question a lot of people have. Like, where am I going to live? Like, what am I? Like, no, they care about the players too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Man, nah, that's what's up. And yeah, that's a great game for kids too. Just like you don't have to put all that pressure on yourself to go deep. You get opportunities and make the most of your opportunities as well too. And that kind of seems like the story of your life, honestly, is just facing adversity, making the most of your opportunities, and really putting yourself out there too.
Right.
Talk to the kids a little bit and shed some light on just, facing that adversity and just continuing to get through it.
Man, it's honestly a mental game.
Yeah.
It's more of a mental game than physical.
Yeah.
Cause you just gotta talk to yourself. And me, I talk to myself, talk to God.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like without God, I probably would have drove myself crazy and would have just like probably quit football. I'm like, you know what, it's not for me.
Yeah.
But if you really believe, for the kids, like if you really believe in yourself, like how everybody here, Dion, like you gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like if you believe in yourself, no matter what adversity, because everybody's gonna face adversity.
Right.
Like you rarely hear guys who just smooth sail. You have those guys, but everybody's story is different.
Yeah.
So you're gonna face adversity, but like at the end of the day, I believe in my ability.
Yeah.
And I know I can play. So it's like, all right, if this happens, bam, get over that hurdle, learn from it, and then see where you can get better, and then just keep improving from there. And don't stop until you get to where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, Cobi, I know this upcoming season you got a couple different offers on the table.
Mm-hmm.
What now to talk about what you can talk about, because obviously there's maybe some stuff that you can't with your agents and stuff like that. But what are some opportunities that you're looking at this upcoming year?
So right now I'm just looking at we're looking at the UFL, which is the XFL and USFL combined.
Yeah.
So we're just in talks with like some of those teams going in the camp. And then also the CFL.
Yeah.
Because they're about to start getting their training camp rosters together.
Okay.
So just kind of in talks with them and see like what team we either want me or would be a best fit.
Yeah.
And then like worst case, like if none of those fall through, then I'll probably play another year maybe in the IFL or the AFL is coming back.
Yeah.
But probably like either in the IFL or AFL. There's like a couple teams I have in mind for them too.
Okay. That's what's up. Are there any teams in the IFL that maybe you like, let's say things didn't work out, whatever. Are there any other teams besides the Rattlers in the IFL that you would check out or no?
Yeah. Okay. So there's one for sure.
Okay.
If not the Rattlers, Then I'll probably go to NAS.
Okay.
Like up there in NAS.
Okay.
Which is great organization.
Yeah.
Their head coach and defense coordinator is really good.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're almost like the new Rattlers rival.
Yeah.
So like, and they play them first game this season. So like, if I did go up there, first game would be
that's big.
Be crazy.
That's big. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's like the main team.
Okay.
If I was to go,
to play back in the IFL again. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're in Prescott.
It's kind of
in Prescott.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's say you do play for NASCO, would you have to move to Prescott, or would you just take that drive up there every single day, go practice, play up there?
I will move out there.
You move
so
up
they
there.
They kind of do the same thing. They like they house players.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm in state, but I'm coming from far.
Yeah.
Same with the Rattlers. Like they were stationed in Mesa.
Yeah.
So I'm in Surprise. So like instead of driving an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just stay up there.
Okay. Man, that's what's up. Now, Cope, would you ever, let's say the NFL came knocking at your door, would you go to NFL if it was, let's say it was practice squad, let's even say it was active roster, would you do anything in the NFL? Do you feel like the politics and stuff, you just kind of want to stay?
Oh yeah, I would 100%.
Yeah.
And I would, because of how much work and like I put in.
Yeah.
To bust my tail.
You deserve it
to get there. Yeah. And my thing, I'm like, I just need one opportunity.
Yeah.
That's it. Just to show, like, you could put me on the practice squad. I'll bust my tail in practice to show, like, this guy can play.
Yeah.
So I will 100%.
Yeah.
100% take the opportunity.
Yeah. And even some of your experiences too, like from what I'm seeing in the NFL now, it's not a problem to sign like guys that have been around and been and seen different things so that you can train up young players and rookies as well too. You could even get a spot doing that, being a veteran corner and just showing young guys what to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are necessary, like on rosters.
Yeah.
Like when I came to the Rattlers, Dylan Winfrey was like my mentor.
Yeah.
And obviously he was still at the height of his game.
Yeah.
But like he was like my mentor, taught me the game and showed me like, all right, this is what they want to see, this is what they don't want to see.
Yeah.
So like just help me be a pro.
Yeah.
So every team needs one of those.
Yeah. And shout out to Dylan Winfrey. We're gonna have him on the show too. Big shout out to Cobi though for setting that whole play up. We're gonna have Dylan Winfrey on the show as well too.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about that a little bit, Cobi. Like for veteran guys, does it make sense for them, like a Dylan Winfrey, like some like Drew Powell, I think has been on there for a while? Does it like, do some guys stay in the IFL for a while because it's more profitable for them? It just makes more sense.
It's just there are some situations vary.
Yeah.
So it just depends on like what other teams like outside of the league are looking for.
Okay.
Because some people are like, why haven't Dylan like going here?
Yeah.
It's just because those players absolutely deserve every opportunity at the next level.
Yeah.
It's just some coaches would be like, oh, like we're looking for this, or we're looking for this type of player. So it's like that's when the politics come in, because you're like, dude, this guy's dealing with first team All IFL.
Yeah.
Like he's led the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
Multiple years.
Yeah.
So it's like, why aren't you guys giving this guy a shot?
Yeah.
Like this guy like needs a shot. So that's when the politics come in. And so they're fighting, because some people think, oh, this guy is just staying in the IFL. Like, no, like these guys are trying to get out too. Like they're working to get out too. So it's just fighting tooth and nail with politics, man. It's a grimy game
at every level, every single level. Wow, that's unreal. And it seems like if you're not that highly recruited guy, like coming out of high school, going into college, like you're not, those are the guys who have a smooth ride, quote unquote, versus everybody else. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that smooth ride, man, is like everybody whistling for a smooth ride.
But it's 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some players, like some people, they think some guys who make it have smooth rides, and then you hear their story and they're like, oh shoot, like I didn't know you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
To go through that.
Yeah.
But there's like a small percent of guys who like, all right, they're the guy in high school, they go to college, they're the guy in college, go to the league, they're the guy in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like, but we don't hate on those guys.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I look at them like, okay, I need to work a little even harder.
Yeah.
To get there.
That's one of the things I do like about the NBA, is because like you can just go straight from high school to like to the league. You can't do that with football.
No.
Yeah. No. You actually like, because could you imagine like, okay, me my size.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dominate in high school.
Yeah.
Well, if I go out there with them big niggas, I'm getting fucked up. Niggas gonna knock my head off. Hell no. You want me to go in?
And that's why you have to do minimum 3 years in college for football.
Because it's too much contact.
Yeah,
and you grown. It's
exactly.
your bones are
Right,
structured different.
like,
Your muscles
you know
are different.
saying?
Yeah.
If somebody like Kyrie size or Steph Curry size running to me, I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah.
That nigga, what's his name on the Rams?
Aaron Donald.
Aaron, you're right. If Aaron Donald run at me, boy, what?
Yeah.
I wish the fuck I would. Y'all gonna have to pay me. I'm max contract.
Yeah.
Boy, what?
Man.
Yeah. That's definitely
hell no.
That's definitely a luxury with basketball. Like
yeah.
You can do that, and if you go to college, you can be one and done.
Right. That's what Zion did. Zion did 1 year college.
That's
1 year
what
Duke. He just left.
That's what a lot of players earn.
Yeah.
Kobe went straight out of high school.
Yeah.
LeBron went straight out of high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why they
man.
after I think it was like after like Andrew Bynum, I think he came out of high school. They was like, all right, you got to at least go to college.
Yeah.
So that's why
they made it a 1 year minimum. Then I think they just brought it back like 2 years ago.
Did they really?
Yeah, because you can go to the G League like straight out of high school. Yeah.
People have been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't even want to play in the league. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because like nowadays, like the league look lame as hell. So I'm gonna go overseas and start.
Oh, that's where a lot of guys are going.
Right,
basketball numbers are low right now, bro.
Kimball Walker?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't see him in the league no more.
No.
He play overseas.
I would too, though.
Like
Tracy McGrady played it.
Bro, what?
Yeah, they straight up hoopers be going over there.
Like Stephon Marbury is like a king in China or wherever he's at playing overseas. Like, I get it.
They was talking about there was this documentary about the Redeem Team.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, we went to China. Boy, ain't nobody know us, but they only knew Cobi though.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow.
And if you in the big leagues, like the good, like
watch me get famous in Japan. Konnichiwa.
They make money. My brother actually played ball in China.
What?
Yeah, he was out there for like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Playing. He was in he's dead, but he was in the Special Olympics. So I think he went to like Romania or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's fly. No. That's super fly.
I would ask some dumb questions and shit like, if they shot the gun, how would they like signal y'all to run?
Yo, you stupid.
That's crazy.
He's retarded.
That's crazy.
Basketball and football, that definitely is too. I wonder. Well, that is what it is. I mean, you going up really against grown men, and it's a lot more contact. So I mean, you gotta,
it's a grown man game.
Yeah. Cope, do the Cardinals, do they check the Rattlers out at all? Like, do they have like with all the Arizona teams out here, do they have like a rapport with them to where they're checking in, seeing like, okay, can we pick some guys up from here since y'all are local?
As far as like directly, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But I know like them and like toward like at the end of like draft, like after we're done drafting, like kind of like towards the end of our season, they'll like you will have some scouts and them come check out our games. So like we heard like the Cardinals and a few like Eagles and them like came and checked out our game. One of our games last year. Now if they're like directly like in communication like with like connected, I'm not too sure. But it would be cool. Honestly, I'll be like, why not?
Why not? Why not? It almost seems like that would be smart for the NFL to do. Like the NBA's got a G League. I don't know why the NFL wouldn't sync up with some teams, and it's got to be politics, bro. It's got to be politics, bro.
So like that's why I think they're trying to make like the UFL now, like the G League of the NFL. And the reason why it's hard to get in now is because they're taking those guys who either got released from an NFL team or they're done playing because their season's over. So they're just funneling all those guys. So it's hard for like outsider guys who haven't been in to get the opportunity. So it's like because they're trying to keep big names and familiar faces.
It's better for rates, TV ratings, all that.
I also have the utmost respect for these football dudes, bro. I remember when I tried to merge from basketball to football. Damn, I'm gonna try this too. I remember I first went out there, and there was this big dude named Tyreek. They put me up against. I will never forget this. We were doing like the push and pulls.
You know
bro. All right, so I pushed him. I pulled him. I was like, "Oh, who's that fucks with them?" Bro, this bro strong as hell. He pushed me, and when he pulled me, my shirt like ripped, bro. I was like, "Hell nah." I was like, "We gonna need a switch for sure." Then I remember like I used to do the workouts like they of course like two different timings, but sometimes like they would like merge together for like maybe like a month or so. Or like you know what I mean, like a week. So I wake up and I'll go to the football workouts. Football workouts started like 7 a.m. and go from like 7 to 9.
Yeah.
And I'll go home, rest. And then like at 6 o'clock at night, I would do basketball stuff. Bruh, I would be dead by the end of the day.
You would have to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Boy,
you would have to be.
Because
I
I was a lineman, so I would do a whole lot of lifting.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of weight training.
Yeah.
Then they'll make us do the 100 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go home, take a nap, whatever. Then get up. The basketball was like a lot of just running.
Yeah,
that's
straight up running.
I know your legs was done.
Yeah, that's probably another reason why I got, you know what I'm saying, injured too.
For sure.
I was overworking myself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I loved it, but like,
Yeah.
Nah, for real. You don't like, and I said, well, growing up in like high school and stuff like that, it's a huge similarity. Like basketball guys stay over there, the football guys stay over there. It's hard to cross. It's really hard to cross over and be a dual sport athlete like that and really shine in both sports. Yeah.
No, I was better in basketball than I was at football.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
like I'm not really. How do I say it? I'm like dyslexic when it comes to plays. I don't know how to read it, but if you told me, bro, you go over here, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just have to remember the name of the plays and just remember what I had to do.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
I couldn't. He couldn't just write it down.
That
I remember my first game. I was looking lost as hell. I was like,
Now, Cobe, tell me. We'll get into some hot stuff right now. Tell me like some of the craziest stories you got from college or being a pro, some top guys you done been up against, different stuff like that.
Man, I mean, shoot, top guys. One was honestly my teammate Nikhil Harry.
100%.
Yeah,
I went to Chandler, so I seen, bro.
Yeah.
And Chase, him and Chase going to.
Chase
now the thing with Chase though that kind of killed me is like I wish, bro, he was a really electric running back. Like he was cold, but then they switched him to DB. Yeah, he was nice at running.
Crazy.
He was cold at running back, bro.
Yeah,
he was cold. It's good to see him. I don't know if he's starting on the Detroit Lions, but I know he's getting. Getting PT over there.
He's getting a lot of special teams.
Yeah.
I tried to text you, but I forgot.
Good looking.
He's he got a lot of special teams.
Yeah.
Another one of my guys over there, he played for the Lions too.
Okay.
So they're like together on special teams.
Yeah. What was it like? You had Nikhil Harry and Brandon Ayuk both.
So Brandon Ayuk left the year I think the year after I got
tough
there.
in Madden. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got like 4 touchdowns with that nigga. Boy, what?
Yeah, Ayuk came in I think after I left, and then he was like behind the kill,
and
then he like became that dude after the kill left. So I just missed him.
Yeah. Even and then the kill too. Like he's even at ASU. Like he was balling. I just think back then. Until because ASU's merging now, I think with the Big 12, I'm pretty sure.
I believe so,
or something like that.
Whole Pac-12, gone.
It's whole. Is it the whole Pac-12 is gone?
Pac-12 is gone,
bro.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I thought some teams were still saying whole Pac-12 is gone.
Gone.
Wow,
Done.
bro. I think that's the only thing that kind of like that could kill some guys a little bit because you're obviously playing against other top D1 talent, but like. The Pac-12 is not known for no defense, bro. They're not known for no kind of defense, bro.
It's
like
just speed.
And that's it.
So the Pac-12 is what like Oregon is.
Straight up.
You want to run and gun,
fast flying up and down the goddamn field. Yup.
You want to put as many points you can.
Yeah.
And whoever scored the most.
That's it. You win the game. Yeah.
And that is crazy because they were asking me when I was at ASU, like, all right, at the end. In the summer, like, what weight do you want to be? And I was like, more like 190, 195. They was like, no, like you're not playing over 185, because like there was like we want you to keep your speed and you have to be fast. So I was like, all right. So, but they just want speed. They don't care, and that's why we went to our bowl game against North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Got our tails handed to us because we talking about the SEC, not the ACC.
Yeah.
Dude, those dudes are built different than like the Pac-12 guys.
Yeah.
So like their safeties and corners are like the size of our linebackers.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just a different game.
West Coast ball is totally different. It's totally different. My family's coming from New Orleans, so like I completely understand that. Like I've got cousins that go to Edna Carr. I got some cousins that went to LSU. I got some cousins that went to Southern, Grambling. I completely understand it. Like it's it's by region. It honestly is really by region. It seems like SEC might be one of the top conferences in terms of like getting you ready for the NFL because you're going up against nothing but beasts.
Yeah,
that's it.
Grown men,
nothing but beasts, bro. That's it.
And their weight programs are different.
Yep.
Like we ran like a freaking track team during the summer.
Wow.
We run like gassers,
Yeah,
stadiums, obviously conditioned, but we just run to like get you running and get that conditioning and no huddle type conditioning. But them, like, they put more weight on. And like you're more explosive. And they're still fast dudes. And I see, but it's like they train well with gaining weight and keeping that speed. So it's a different training too.
Like watching like Leonard Fournette's my favorite running back, and he honestly had the best. Like I feel like he honestly had one of the greatest careers as a running back, bro. Like that at that time LSU was not good at all. We had nothing offensive. He was our whole offense, bro. Like totally.
He was a dog. That man was a dog.
Who were some top teams that y'all ran up against when you were at ASU?
So we played. Honestly, it was when I played, Washington was ranked top 5. So one of the craziest moments is when we beat Washington.
They had Brown in at quarterback back then. Okay, got it. Okay.
So he was there, and they were ranked 5th in the nation, and they needed to like beat us, and I think another team to like kind of solidify their playoff spot. And like we was on ESPN. We beat them on ESPN. And stadium was nuts. Like after the locker room was nuts. So that was probably one of my favorite like moments. And then beating U of A was definitely top.
Now, Cole, go on ahead and show them this ring, man. Put this ring in the camera, dog. Y'all go on ahead and look at this motherfucker, dog. What? This the reason why I wish I played D1 football right here, dog. He iced out for free. Kobe, you ain't had to pay nothing for that. Dog.
I mean, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh yeah. That part.
But as far as the money, I mean, that grind. So it's like that's why they make these, because like in college, it's like a full time job. So like balancing like school or starting with practice. You got to study hard. And you got to make sure you keep your grades up as well. So it's like it's not. Like being a student athlete it's harder than what
people make it seem like. Especially at the top level. Especially at the top level. No, it makes sense.
It's definitely. I mean, I'll only bring out on special occasions. I just keep it in the case.
I keep it in the case. Now with the Rattlers, if y'all win the championship, you get the same thing. You gotta get a ring too.
Fly. They get a nice ring. Nice ring. We were so one game off the championship game. First year. Lost by 1 point. And then got knocked out.
You pulling up to the family functions. If you got them out, they looking at you like, boy, what you got on your fingers?
I was trying to get to it. I'm like, I need some hardware.
Now, Cole, before we get ready to get out of here, man, any last second advice, anything you want to tell the youth or people coming up right now, but playing sports or not even playing sports, just in general, honestly?
Honestly, like, it's like I said before, just like whatever you do, just believe in yourself. And it might sound cliche. Everybody say you gotta believe, like really believe in like what you're good at. No matter if it's cooking, drawing, sports, video games. Like believe in what you do. And like the cliche saying that you tell people your dreams and they don't tell you crazy, like you dreaming too small. Because like, and I'm a witness to that too. Because I told people like, yo, I'm trying to go to the league, and I'm like, like only 1% go. But like, you dreaming way too small. People don't look at you like, are you sure you wanna? You don't want to do this?
That's
instead?
Amazing game. So that's amazing game.
Believe in yourself, man. Whatever. It's just and keep God first. That's the thing, man.
Go on ahead, Cole. Plug your social media. Let people know where they can find you at. And obviously, we're going to be looking for you in the upcoming season. We don't know where you're going to land at yet. But let people know where they can find you at, where they can keep up with you at.
So on Twitter, Instagram is at Cobi, is COBIII_. And I'm losing my train of thought. And also shout out Prolific Training. My brother's my brother's a CEO, trainer.
No way.
Basketball trainer.
Shout out Prolific.
Shout out Prolific Training AZ. You can find this at Prolific Training AZ.
Okay.
Great top of the top basketball trainer. AZ. I'm more control the fitness side,
Okay.
kind of agility side. So that's kind of what I've been doing this off season.
Okay.
As far as training.
Yeah.
As well. So yeah, I'm basically mainly on like Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
I just stay kind of low key.
Yeah.
Like I have it, but like I'm not always scrolling through. But
yeah.
I'm on there.
Okay. Okay. Man, well, y'all heard it here first, and y'all stay locked in with Cobi Taylor. We're going to see where he ends up signing this year, 2024. Jimmy's going to go ready to head and take us on out of here, man. This is the New Era Show, where the New Era runs the show. I'm your host, Zach Gastineau. Shout out to Cobi Taylor. Shout out to the Valley Boys. We out of here. Peace.